Hello Exiles. Today I want to do a quick video update on my day 4 E-Blade Inquisitor inspired by Captain Lance. So today I've transitioned to the full cast on crit variant with Eye Spear of Splitting. We have acquired the Astromentis, which I threw a Divine on and managed to get the highest roll, quite lucky. I've also got Ivory Tower, which I've managed to 6-link, and inside that I have Awaken Grafts and Crit, Lancing Steel Spraying, Eye Spear Splitting, Increased Critical Damage Support, Spell Blade, and Returning Projectiles. So when I fire projectiles, the Lancing Steel of Spraying, let me turn the volume down here, the Lancing Steel of Spraying comes back to me, and this means I need to actually cast it less as well. Additionally, the actual Eye Spear of Splitting has insane cover. It is possibly one of the best builds for Breach. When you have those trials where you're doing 24 waves of Breach, this build completely annihilates. You don't even have to use a single power-up to clear the entire Breach. The other uniques I'm running are Shaper's Touch, Crusader Gloves. This gives you the Strength, Intelligence, stacking benefits there of life, mana, energy shield, evasion, rating, everything that we're using in this build. I am running Grace in this build. Grace is running with Eternal Blessing because we don't have any mana. We reserve all of it. There is no downside from the Eternal Blessing support. I was running Belt with cooldown reduction before, but I have transitioned to so in my shop I have some belts like this, which I was using. So you want to get some increased attributes and cooldown recovery rate. The cooldown recovery rate you can craft for 1 exalt, and you can just get I believe it's Elder Belt, eye level 82 should be fine, and you just roll until you get increased attributes, and you can augment it, regal it, and craft on your cooldown recovery, and really just exalt for the rest of the mods. I haven't done anything fancy here. I was using this for most of the time, but now I've switched to Cyclopean Coil. This just means I lose a 10% cooldown recovery rate, so with Eye Spear Splitting and other casts on crit abilities, you want to hit a 14%, I believe 14% breakpoint. So the way I'm doing that is by, so I've upgraded my cast on crit to an Awakened cast on crit. This gives me a 10% cooldown, and my boots have 5% there. So just using these two, I'm able to get that 14% cap. The first breakpoint to allow it to cast more often. My rings are just very moderately cheap rings I found with Strength, Intelligence, and I just crafted on attributes. Then I exalted. This one got very lucky with life. This one didn't really get very lucky. It didn't hit much here except for some energy shield. We're using Crown of the Inward Eye for our helmet. Still using Wrathblitz Globe. It's a very nice shield, which works very well with this build. And yep, using Energy Blade. The tree right now that I have, it's got 1 Brutal Restraint, and I've managed to get increased effective curses, increased effective auras, and 1 maximum life roll here. I'm sitting at a healthy 7,500 HP. I do have some evasion too. My resistances don't look capped, but they do get capped with my endurance charges. They're basically capped, but they go even higher. The way I generate endurance charges in this league, and what I would recommend for all E-Blood players using the Ivory Tower setup, is to use the Genesis tree, and we're looking for all grafts. And what this does is we get the Tender Embrace ability. So you want to basically go into your tree, you want to have all grafts selected here. I've selected some additional grafts and some tier ratings, and if you craft it, you do get some of these autographs. And basically what you're looking for here is, I didn't get any there, but you're looking for the Tender Embrace ability. The Tender Embrace ability gives you just passively, while you're on low life, you'll get a buff, which you get endurance charges from. Basically has permanent uptime. So I just have 3 endurance charges all the time. So with my flasks and these endurance charges, I'm basically capped on my resistances. The other buff I also get from this is the increased life recovery rate, which applies to my energy shield. And this also gives me some physical DR in that implicit, and I get 11% increased life. So taking this, I can't take this off, but taking this off would be 11% less life. So yeah, the way I went about crafting it, it was literally just doing this until I hit something that I wanted. So let's see here. Nothing there, but yeah, I'd look for Tender Embrace. The other graft I'm using right now is just giving me some move speed and lightning resistance penetration. I believe that pen applies on top of the Inquisitor Ascendancy. If not, might be a little bit of a waste of an item. I'm not too sure what to go for right now. I have looked at some PoE Ninja builds and I haven't seen anyone using anything too interesting. So if you do find something interesting for the second graph, please let me know. And I will also have some footage of the build playing in the background for you to have a look at. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. It's a very good build, highly recommend it. It's very strong for this league, and the clear is insane. Thank you, and just yeah, huge shout out to Captain Lance for maintaining this build, and hope you have a good league.